All right, well, good morning, everybody. So I finally got back out on the water. I've been trying to do a little hunting. We had a big annual get-together, so a lot of things have kind of kept me away from fishing, but it's time to get back with it. Gonna fish a little fast today because we've got some thunderstorms moving in. It's a 90% chance of rain. There's a cold front moving in this afternoon, and it's supposed to dip the next several days. Actually just drove through a lot of rain to get here, so I want to get as much fishing in as I can before I get run off the water. I'm excited. I've got my brand new Bruin reels, my new Dobbins rods. So I'm just really excited to see how this package does. Today what I'm gonna start out with is some of these big Zoom Ultra Vibe Magnum speed worms, because I can actually throw them on a bait caster, which I love throwing a bait caster. Y'all have seen me fish these a lot in the smaller version on my open face reel, but ever since I found the Magnum versions, that's what I've been wanting to throw. If the sun actually does come out, I'm not so sure that it will. We'll switch to maybe something on the bottom. I've got a rage swim bug, but right now the tide is ripping out. I'm right near the coast. I mean, it's several miles an hour. The boat's just hauling butt. So like I said, we're going to kind of do a little fast fishing. It's hard to fish these swift rivers with Texas rig stuff on the bottom whenever it's just moving in this much current. So I think this is going to be the ticket today. Yeah, if y'all know me, y'all know this is one of my main go-to baits. Let's get fishing. Man, I'm really excited to see how this combo does. I've heard a lot of good things, especially about these Dobbins Fury Series rods. And we're gonna see if this reel lives up to the hype. They say it's very smooth and a nice reel. This should be a major upgrade from that cheap stuff that I've been fishing. Now, in case y'all are new to the channel, in case you haven't noticed, I rig my speed worms weightless. I do that on purpose. That way I can fish them on the surface high. I like to fish them as a top water bait, and it surprises me how many people don't realize you can do that with this bait. It's such a versatile bait. But I do not fish them subsurface or Texas rigged. It's always weightless. Holy crap, this reel is so smooth. I feel like I can cast a mile with a weightless worm. That's crazy. There we go. All right. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. All right. Monkey is off my back. I am on the board. Finally. All right, buddy. There we go. He's a little guy, but I take him. Boy, it's been a while. Man, the current is ripping in here. All right, fish, you being lazy. There we go. Perfect eating size. And speaking of that, y'all, I think I am going to keep a couple. Tiffany and I have been talking about wanting to eat us some fish, and these little 12 inchers, which the state wants us to keep because there's so many of them, they're perfect eating size. So we might do us a little catch, clean, and cook. I tell y'all what, I had several bites and fish follow me in this little creek, so I'm gonna fish back up it, throw this little Ned rig. I need to try this reel out anyways on my light little 6-6 combo. I think this is gonna be a perfect little combo for Ned rig fishing, things like that. Y'all may be wondering why I'm not throwing open face. I just love throwing bait casters. I set this one up a 10-pound test. Little medium action 6.6 rod. A little 7-1-1 reel here. I think it's gonna be a sweet little setup. Wow, that's smooth. So I'm kind of excited for fall to do a little Ned rig fishing. But since it looked like there was some little bass in this creek, I'll throw a small lure and see if I can get a few more before I get out of here. See if I can invite 1 or 2 home for supper. Golly, this thing cast a mile. I gotta be easy with it. Got him that time. Oh no! What the? I'll be danged. Twice. Felt like I got a hook in him that time, so I seriously doubt I get anything. Alright y'all, well, the bass fishing is slow. I'm going to do something I never ever do, and that's take this boat out to saltwater. Why not? Fishing slow, the coast is right there. I'll rinse this off really good when I get home, and I know a lot of people run these boats in saltwater. I just have a saltwater boat at home, so I've never really put this one out there. I've seen no need to. But when it's right behind me, I'm kind of itching to go. Problem is, I've got 1 saltwater lure in my tackle box because I wasn't prepared for this, but I got a few other things I think I could rig up. So we'll get out to the mouth of the river, see how rough it is, and I'll try to find some oyster bars. I would love to get on a redfish. That's what I'd love to have for supper. I'll have 2 bass in the cooler, wind up catching another one. Thought I was recording, I was not. That's the way it goes. So at least I do have something for supper. But while I'm so close to that salt water and I can smell it, I'm at least gonna go try. So let's take a ride out there.
I've been down so long that my mind can't get no rest. No, no. I've been down so long that my mind can't get no rest. No, no. This ain't easy, darling, 'cause the devil's on my trail. I've been running so long that my feet don't work no more. Oh yeah. I've been running so long that my feet don't work no more. Oh no. It ain't easy, darling, when the devil's on my...
Well, we've made it. And it's hot as sin. I just run over 1 oyster bar coming in here. So that's good, that's what I'm looking for. Maybe we can find some redfish, although there is a lot of freshwater out here. We've been getting a pile of rain, so I don't know what it's gonna do. But let me show you the lure, the 1 saltwater lure that I did bring. And luckily it's one that I love. It's called Redfish Magic. It's basically just a spinnerbait made by Strike King. This thing works. So I'm gonna throw it on my old basket up here. The good thing about these Bruin reels is they are rated for saltwater. So as long as I go back and rinse and clean everything like I normally do, I think I'm gonna be okay. And y'all, speaking of saltwater, let me know if that's something y'all would like to see some more of. I know a couple people recently requested that we get back offshore, and we are planning on doing that pretty soon. Just had to wrap up some stuff at work and a few little things in life that's kind of kept us from getting out offshore. But it's about to be that time of year. We're going to go troll for grouper and get some sea bass and grunts. So speak up. That's what the comment section's for. I love bass fishing, but I love saltwater fishing too. And if y'all want to see some of that, some red fishing, some trout, like I said, sea bass, grunts, grouper, let me know. I aim to please. Oh, there we go. What do I got? Oh my goodness, look at here, guys. I kid y'all not. A freaking flounder on a redfish magic. Oh, yes, sir. Nice. Now that's some good eating right there. Very nice. Heck yeah. I knew that didn't feel like no redfish. Wasn't pulling nowhere near good enough. Where's my old pliers at? Hey, come here. Son, he got some chompers on him. Let's see here. He is just under 14. I don't think they got to be but 12. I'll double check that. All right, bass, y'all getting some company. Oh my God, another flounder. Another flounder. Golly, another stinking flounder. Ha ha. Thought I had pinfish getting on it until I seen him. Oh, what do we got here? Shake the head like an old trout. Ha ha. Yep, got us an old trout. Old golden color one too with all that river water. I tell you what, I could be working on me old Grand Slam today. Bass, trout, flounder. Now I just need some, need a redfish. Sadly, this old boy ain't gonna make it. You're too short, my buddy. Too short. Go on back. Get a little bigger, friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I was just coming out here to start cleaning fish and there's something buzzing around my leg. Look at this. There is a gigantic boss nest up underneath there and I just about got tore up. So I hit him with a little bit of that. Get on out of here. And whoo, we got him. We're gonna give him a minute to chill out before I get to cleaning these fish. All right, well, as y'all can see, yes, it's raining. It has been pouring rain like I had imagined ever since I left the river this morning. So I hadn't been able to come out here and clean my fish. Now I know if you've watched the channel a while, I've got this nice big cleaning station inside, but I've kind of got in the habit of where I like to clean the fish outside just because of the smell, and it's just so easy to rinse this right off. I'll save my cleaning station inside for processing deer meat and things like that in the winter. So let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, I'm going to show you a way that I clean a flounder. Real quick way. A lot of people are intimidated by flounder for some reason. I guess because they're so thin and you can waste the meat quickly. Sharp knife is key. Absolutely got to have a sharp knife to do what I'm about to show you. So I just got this touched up. Keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and clean this flounder. Whew, believe it or not, it's dropped 20 degrees since we were on the coast this morning. It's amazing winter to do in one day. This cold front's coming through and man, I can feel it. All right, now a lot of people will go ahead and cut a flounder's head off. So they'll make a cut down kind of in a V shape and cut it off. I don't really find a need to do that, but I do want to go ahead and cut in down to the spine and kind of make that first initial cut. So I'll kind of make a cut just like that. Right behind the gill plate. Might be easier to see on this side. Now here's the key to cleaning a flounder and why you want a sharp knife. If you'll notice this center line that comes down, that's where the center vertebrae is. And because flounder are so thin, and they have meat on both sides, but it's so thin, you don't want to waste it. So if I go to filleting on top of that raised vertebrae, I'm going to waste a bunch of meat. So what I want to do is take this knife and insert it. See where that center line is? I want to put it right here and I just want to push. That's why it's key that it's sharp. So So I want to push just this side of that raised vertebrae. Then I can lift it up, go over that raised vertebrae, and kind of fillet it off. Very little waste that way. And you don't have to spend all day trying to clean this thing like I see some people do. This is no different than a lot of other fish. You don't have to be intimidated by it. There we go. Now you can see I'm right to that raised vertebrae. So I'm going to lift the skin, come up and over it. So now you can see that's where that vertebrae was. I just pushed the knife down that. I've lifted, come up and over it. Now I'm going to get on all those bones that lay in this direction and just fillet it off like any other normal fish. All right, now you go to where I feel the tip of my knife hitting that vertebrae, and I'm just going to push straight down. So you're doing more of a pushing motion, just like that, than you are actual sawing or cutting. All right, you see how quick and easy that was? Just one push. Now you can see when I pick this flap up, see how it goes to that raised center spine? That's why I wanted to stay on this side of it and just push your knife down. So now what I'll do is just come up and over that spine. Now what you're left with is a fish that you can pretty much see through. Very little waste. See my fingers right there. I mean, I'm touching. Nothing but skin. And yes, I could have left the skin connected to the tail, and it probably would have flayed off a little easier. But for flounder, I kind of just like to go ahead and push the whole fillet off, as I'm already doing that kind of pointing motion. All right, so this is probably one of our favorite dishes, and it's so easy. Maybe that's kind of why it's one of my favorites too. So, like I said, you don't have to scale the fish, don't even have to skin them, and all you do is come out here. I take a little bit of this blackening seasoning and just put right over these bass fillets. Like I said, typically I do this with redfish. Alright, so now I'll just take some thin slices of butter, put right over top. About 2 pieces per fish. I'll go ahead and add a little garlic powder too. And then lastly, take some thin lemon slices, and you usually put about 2 of those per fish. And it's about that easy. Now I'll go put it on the grill, like I said, scale side down, and now I will not flip it. You just let this cook, and that skin and scales protects the fish, kind of steams it. And once you see it get white and start flaking back just a little, take it off. You take a fork and just peel the meat back from the skin. It is so good. Now, as far as my little flounder fillets, all I'm going to do is take a few of these little thin slices of butter and throw in here. Alright, as you can see, I just made a little tin full both. Put a little bit of minced garlic in this. I think for this one I'm just going to do some lemon pepper seasoning. Alright, well, we just made our plate, and I'll go ahead and show you what this looks like. I mean, it is so good. Just take your lemon slices off. Look at this meat. It just peels right off the skin. It's got that butter on it, that lemon and lime juice. Oh, it's so good. For such a quick, simple meal, it's hard to beat that. Just throw it on any old grill. A few basic seasonings, a lemon at the most is what you might have to pick up, and it is so good. It's boneless, it peels off the skin easy. It's one of our favorites. And when you use redfish, which is such a good saltwater fish to me, it's even better. And don't get me wrong, this bass is excellent. So thank y'all so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I know I've cooked it on the channel before, but hey, we love it. We're going to cook it more on the channel. That's just all there is to it. I'll catch you on the next video. We'll go out and do a little more fishing. I think I'm going to include a little more salt water. We got some time off here coming up. I'll talk about that more as the channel gets a little closer. And like I said, it's fall. Excellent time to go out and get saltwater fish, especially if we can get offshore in between some of these cool fronts. Got more bass fishing coming. I think we're going to kind of expand out, do a little pan fishing, cat fishing, all kinds of stuff. So I'll try to make it a little more exciting and post more videos here coming up. So again, thank you for the channel support. I'll catch you on the next video.